wherever and whenever you are, and welcome to the wild beyond the Witchlight. The first time I get to say that to all of you lovely people. So many lovely people already hanging out. Look at the story we have to tell you. Look at them. Look, they're in little books. Look at their little faces in little books. All right, now, there will be more. There is one more tome to add to get to this full set, but more on that later on. Excuse me shouting at you and being rather excited, because I am very excited. I've been looking forward to running this for a very long time, and I've been looking forward to playing with these people again for a very long time, and I have arrived, as have all of you, and we are here approaching the Witchlight Carnival. But I'm just going to keep dashing ahead of myself so many times. Okay, before that, let me say a massive, massive hello and thank you to my lovely players, or 3/4 of them, down here. Oh, thank you, Hans, for the host. Now, tell me, Hans, I'm excited and happy that we've got some good things here. Do we have more exciting, happy news? Do we? Okay, and as we are moving on with this, let us say a massive thank you to all of you as well for joining us here. Both all of you over there in chat, a massive shout out. Let's do a proper shout out to all of you lovely people who have already showed up. Baron Dragonborn right out the gates. Thank you, always good to see you. Warrior came out to play, yay, thank you. And we also got Agony K and any combination of Clockwork Orange and Winnie the Pooh is just so wrong on so many levels. But yes, Agony K, good to see you. Got good plans, big plans for your drop-in NPC in Jacinta later. But again, let us not distract. Drow Now, always a pleasure. Fantastic artist, everyone. Head over there and check them out. Who else is here? We have first time in chats, Killer Kitten. She's a killer kitten. Welcome, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. It's lovely to have you here, and we're very happy to have you all in here. Rubblejack's always a pleasure. I see some Carney Sideshow, little tentacles over there, and a massive hello to Rogue Squirrel as well. Thank you, everyone. It's lovely to have you all here right from the get-go as we get started with this brand new campaign, a brand new group, wonderful, beautiful art from the fantastic Evan Droz. Is a lovely, lovely person and has been on my list of artists for a long time. They're slightly teeny tiny in their little books there, but I hope if you're watching on a computer at least, or if, I wonder if Alicia probably won't be awake. Alicia puts it on a projector on her bedroom wall. It's amazing. She sent a photo of watching Frostmaiden and it was just like huge on the wall. It's like, whoa, isn't that so cool? Anywho, I hope you do have a decent sized screen and you can see. It looks good on, thank you, Drana. It looks good on the computer. That is good to know. On my little OBS overlay here, it is a bit teeny tiny, but it works, and that is good to know. Thank you, Drano, for that. That puts me at rest in this slightly nervous, energy-fueled moment of a campaign that we're at here. Now, speaking of thank yous, not only all you beautiful people over there in chat, I want to say a massive thank you to all of the VOD squad catching up with our adventures wherever and whenever they can, and they do that over here on the YouTubes. There they are, boom, and also our Twitter. A good place to catch up on all the news, such as upcoming campaigns, although that will not happen again for quite some time, because we, over here on QuestJunkiesUK, do like to follow the D&D rule of 3. As you know, the number 3 is very special throughout the D&D multiverse, and we have followed the rule of 3. We started with Jacinta's tyranny. We continued with Barovia and beyond. And now, here, with the Witchlight, Beyond the Witchlight, sorry, the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, I'll get the title right properly, I'll get used to saying that soon. We have our third new campaign this season, kicking off. And we are full, as someone said over on the Fried Dice Paradise Discord last night. How many campaigns are you starting? It's like, this is the last one, I promise. And as we...
That's a lie, John, I don't believe it.
At the moment, sure. Full. I mean, join us next week for Deadlands.
There's always room.
It's a mini. It's not a campaign. It's a mini play, actual thing. Anyway, Yes, drow now, as we like to say around these parts, mantandes. Okay, now, as we roll on through here, not am I only saying thank you to you, lovely people, and those over in the VOD squad, but also the wonderful people down there in Australia and spread across the globe that work for Sirenscape. You should head over to sirenscape.com if you, too, want fabulous music and sounds in your games. Tonight, after this initial mysterious music that is rolling about the place, we'll be diving into their official Wild Beyond the Witchlight soundsets. They create official licensed soundsets for the D&D modules and other things as well. Call of Cthulhu, Pathfinder modules, board games, science fiction stuff, all amazing stuff. Head on over there, get yourself a free 30-day trial, and if you fall in love with them, like we do, all hail Vicky and the lovely people, you can get yourself a Super Siren subscription and have access to all of that stuff all of the time. Baron Dragonborn full means I have to wake up early every day to catch you and watch you at work or when I get home every day. Baron Dragonborn, thank you so much. You absolute legend. It's I'm glad. Please feel free to pick and choose. You do not have to watch them all. I have to be here, nobody else does. I'm the only one who's obliged to be here for every single one. Anywho. Moving on. Let us, and by the way, excuse me, one problem we have with the daytime streams is I kind of get strange shadows. Because right here is a massive curtain and outside is bright. It's actually not too sunny today, it's worse on a sunny day. So it's usually just down in the Underdark where I have this. I need to lean forward like that and get to the light. Okay, now, when I'm being mysterious, I'll come back here into the shadows. Okay, now, as we are moving... Oh, Warrior's going to be running this campaign too. Oh, I'd love to see different playthroughs of how that works. Best of luck to you, my friend. If you're not freezing your digits off in the Icewind Dale. Now, if it is, it's his fault over there. Okay, now... Well, Baron Dragonborn, I'm glad you have a work that allows you to listen along. That is very good. I will cheers that with my morning coffee over here. Ah, lovely. Now, John, stop waffling. Get on with it. We also like to say thank you to lots of other lovely sources of music that we have, although we are doing that a bit more succinctly these days than we used to. Please head on over to any of the VODs in the aforementioned YouTube channel. The links are all there for the wonderful channels that we use and the Patreons that we use for our music. You can get all of the access to and have nice tunes and things in your games too. Now, let us get into this proper, as we don't have a recap to do because nothing's happened just as yet. But let me just check one thing. I want to make sure that this is lined up properly. Ah, see, I'm glad I checked that. It's all busted. Oh, mum, it's busted. Hang on a second, everyone. I just need to check this window, get this sorted. Oh, I know what the problem is. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'll sort that later. Okay. Excuse me, everyone. I just need to sort a little something here. Making that a bit... Oh, that didn't work. So I'm just sorting the framing and stuff here. No, sorry, behave. What are you doing? Trying to figure this out. I'll figure it out probably later on. We're doing it live. Let's just get that sorted. Center that horizontally. And this one too. Okay, I just need to do this because we're doing a bit of camera shenanigans. Look at it, we're beautifully set up for all this thing here. Baron Dragonborn, good luck heading to the players right quick before we start. Thank you. And get that centered over there as well. Okay, I sort the frame when we click over here live. Dear folks, let me quickly transition. Hi, look, there's all of us. Hello. Okay, and I would like the lovely Stephanie and the equally lovely Colby to fuck right off. If you would be so kind, for a short while.
Yes.
Bye, see you soon. Don't still chase this line. Oh, right. Why does this frame does not want to behave? I want to make the frame smaller. I want to make the frame smaller. There we go. Sorry, Charlie. Forgive. I just that way. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Just, technology. I'm old.
It's like being at the movies when the curtains close from 35 to 75.
Now for our main feature. Speaking of our main feature, now that that's sorted, everyone, we have a friend. His name is Patch. He has a channel called QuestJunkiesUK. You can see me playing there tomorrow. But you can also enjoy the introduction to our Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, courtesy of Patch of QuestJunkiesUK. Here he comes. Bye. And we're back. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Everyone, head yourselves over to QuestJunkiesUK. Let me do a quick shout out for that lovely friend of ours. Boom, there. QuestJunkiesUK. Boom. They've been playing Dungeons and Dragons. I know, I was there. Okay, yes, please do head on over there and send them a follow and head on out and check them over there. Open another tab, give them a little click. Fantastic friend there. And find them over on Twitter if you would also like fabulous introductions and wonderful things for your games too. Why is my screen so much wider than yours? Coming to you in widescreen. Resolutions with randomly much larger. Anyway, let us get into this. DM Charlie, welcome to the channel.
Thank you very much, Phoenix.
Please, would you be so kind as to let everyone know who you are, who you're playing, and where they're at right now?
I am DM Charlie. I run a Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign on Sunday nights. Also here on Twitch under DM Charlie Gaming. And I will be playing Willie Grimm, human warlock, maybe 28, maybe 30, somewhere in those years. And after a lifetime of questing after the Fae and trying to find answers that have ever eluded him, I have at last heard a rumor that the carnival is somewhere in the west, and I am headed there now to see what I can learn.
Indeed, indeed. How far have you traveled? The carnival is rumored to be appearing. Now, let me clarify one thing as well. Are you heading for the carnival, or are you heading for a certain Fae-touched old wizardly fellow that you had heard about?
I would be heading for the old wizard, the contact that may have information, as I've hunted down rumors and traveled westwardly from the Dale lands where I grew up. And I have traveled many, many leagues, and as Willie is wont to say, ugh, my feet are tired of aching. This road, it just keeps going.
Okay, we haven't done anything in the Dale lands, and that is now the accent. Because I do all my accents geographically rather than racially, because it makes no sense to have them racial. It's like all dwarfs everywhere are Scottish. What? Okay, thank you. So, you, I think, were rather nervous as your journey took you close to the infamous Baldur's Gates. But luckily you did not have to go within the walls of that nefarious hive of scum and villainy as you swerved west. No, east. Let's get it right. Sorry, you swerved east. Hang on, am I getting my geography right? Where's the Dale lands?
Yes, Dale lands are east.
The Dale lands are to the east. Okay.
Yes.
Located near what? Sorry, I haven't looked at a massive Faerun map for a while.
They are east of El Terrell and the Sword Coast by easily 800 or 900 miles.
Okay, sorry then, excuse me. Let me edit that. Hey, Marin, how you doing? Let's edit that a little bit. Sorry, yes, you were headed towards the infamous Baldur's Gate and nervous about that, but luckily you did not have to go that far because your goal lay closer to your home, towards the east, along the river. Memory, don't fail me now. What was that river? What's the river called? From Baldur's Gate to El Terrell. The Keonthar River, there it is. Seek and ye shall find. The Keonthar River, as it sails past El Terrell, until recently, somewhat reduced to a trickle almost in the easterly direction, because so much of it was draining off in a waterfall, off into a large crater. Because even as you had heard back in your homelands, the poor blighted town of El Terrell had, if everything is to be believed, been sucked into the 9 hells themselves, where they had languished at the danger of losing all of their souls and becoming part of the infernal legions, until a plucky rock band got the better of the devils and rescued the town, returning it to the material plane, where a couple of months ago it returned. And it has been a hive of activity, as far as you've heard, with merchants and things coming and going, building supplies being sent over, as it was put into quite some turmoil during its ordeal down in the 9 hells, as one could imagine. And you thank your lucky stars that your patron is not a fiendish one. And
Indeed.
You are rather excited to catch a glimpse of this famous city, this famous town, returned from such an incredible journey. And you are heading towards where your research led you to believe that there is another warlock. Another blessed, touched warlock who may have information about the carnival and the way for you to find the journey that you need to undertake. The journey was uneventful. It is a busy road coming and going, especially with the return of El Terrell and all of the new trade opportunities and things that are there. And you fall in with several wagons and things going along the road, but you take a detour to this gentleman's cottage that you've discovered the whereabouts of, his pumpkin farm. Not just any pumpkin farm, a massive crop, shall we say, a bumper harvest, you might say. Gigantic pumpkins, larger even than his cottage. Definitely a touch of the Feywild kicking around this place.
Are these pumpkins the size of, say, carriages?
Yes, if there are any scullery maids destined for greater things, they might be useful.
This is interesting. I will note it down in my journal.
All right. So, let me skip on over here on our D&D Beyond adventure. So, where are ya? The Warlock's Quest. Auspicious. You get your own quest in the book.
Singled out. Great.
Indeed.
I quit. I'm scared now. I've watched you too much.
Not like the first 30 minutes of the first session. Come on. More faith, sir. More faith.
Absolutely.
Okay. I know you're joking. You better be. All right. Now, dear friends. Sorry, do excuse us. We're really excited to be playing together. We haven't had the chance properly. We've done a little bit of secret play testing for Cobalt Press off on the side, but it'll be the first time playing a proper campaign together. So excuse us being a little giddy and having a good time. Do join us in our merriment. Now, you sir are approaching this place. You finally found it. You had to ask around some of the locals because there are certain wards and misleading magics woven amongst the trees that would divert those less determined than yourself. And you do manage to find, finally asking an old swineherd that was coming along out of the forest where the cottage is rumoured to lie after letting his hogs feast on acorns beneath the trees, and you had them point you in the right direction. Yeah, massive pumpkins? Yeah, bigger than a house, they say. Just through the woods. You can't miss it. When you think you've missed it, keep going because it's tricksy. It moves around, and if you aren't dedicated by these beauties, he slaps one of the hogs on the haunch, then you'll never find it. Mark my words.
This way through the forest, sir.
That's what I said.
I thank you, mein Herr.
All the best. Come on, you lot. Wait.
Those are some fine-looking schwein.
And he disappears off towards the road back to his farm or market or wherever they are destined. And you, sir, are destined to head further in. And there is definitely something off about this forest. Your head seems to get turned around a couple of times. You swear you see the same patch of mushrooms, the same majestic oak once or twice, but you do not give up as recommended and continue through the looming trunks and canopy of sun-dappled greenery above. And after a certain amount of time, you do emerge into a clearing. And you regard the house of the warlock Madrik Roslov, who lives here on a giant pumpkin farm, sharing his rustic farmhouse space with rodents and pixies, which you immediately see darting out of open windows, the shutters thrown back in the warm air, and zipping around with little trails of fairy dust trailing out behind them as they loop up or spiral up around the chimney with a lazy curl of smoke, even on this warm day, as something is lit within, maybe a potion on the brew. And you see them zipping around the glade, and you have arrived.
Most fabulous. I will approach the door and give a gentle knock. And hello, Master Roslov.
Let us have Master Roslov join us. You can see stream, right?
Yes.
Boop. There he is. Hello. Let's put him over there next to me. So. Wait for the delay.
Oh, hey, okay.
There he is. Okay, so you holler and hoot, and anyone who's made it this far is clearly meant to be here. And you see this elderly gentleman leaning heavily on a cane step out into the open doorway framed by warped wooden beams who have been supporting the wall of this cottage for a great many years. He was rumoured to have been a great adventurer in his day, but those days are behind him. He looks quite old and frail. Nevertheless, he is delighted to make your acquaintance. And excuse me when I put my face on. 2 seconds. Boop. Ah! Young Willie. Welcome.
You know my name? This is most unusual.
You know mine?
But fair enough, Master Roslov.
Would you have me at a loss? Do you seek the advantage over me, you young whippersnapper?
Nine, Master Roslov. I am just coming to seek your counsel as one who is an expert and more experienced in a field or endeavor of study that I am I am interested in.
Is that so?
Indeed. Indeed.
Can I just take a brief pause? I'm getting kind of a slight existential episode here. I think I may be glimpsing the about 30 years from now.
You are so brave. Just looked at your face like, wow.
It's like a little wider than our friend here. Oh, there we go. I can mess with the art, make it wider. Sorry, let's just not digress. Poor Stephen Colby off there. Well, come in. I've got a brew one.
I thank you. I thank you very much.
And do excuse the place. It's designed just for me. And as you go inside, you just see boxes of things and shelves creaking, laden with all sorts of things, collected over the years. Bundles of dried things hanging from the rafters, and pots here and there. Unguents, jars with pickled things inside. A bookcase groaning with very, very intriguing-looking tomes, and all sorts of treasures knocking about the place. Oh, sorry, face. Yes, I've acquired many treasures and made some important contacts during my lengthy adventuring career. I would like to pass those on to someone worthy. Those treasures, those favors owed, they could be yours, son.
Oh, indeed, I am at the loss for words, Master Rosloff. I don't know what to say. Surely you are not just going to give them to someone who comes along and just simply asks? No, I'm not. You are meant to be here, boy. You are fated. Oh dear. No one else was destined to receive these boons I offer. But they come at a price. One that I think you will be willing to pay. I am listening. You speak at being at a loss for words. Yeah. Have you, in recent months, found yourself at a loss for anything else? It is interesting that you would ask this, Master Rosloff. I have not heard word from my patron in a long time. Indeed. She does not speak to you anymore, does she? She does not. Me neither. And indeed. Your eyes are drawn to the tattoo above his eyebrow, a trident-style design, very similar to one of your own, I believe. Was it behind the ear, did you say? Yes, behind the ear. Mm-hmm. Behind the ear. I notice on your brow there is a small mark. Is it familiar to this one? They are very similar. Do not tease. You know, we have been graced with the same benefactor. At least, as was. We can only hope that nothing terrible has happened. Yeah, I only hear whispers and dreams in the wind and in the shimmering of the leaves. Do you know what has happened, or are we... I do not. In exchange for my treasures and these favors owed, I ask that you travel to Prismia, a domain in the Feywild. Find out what has befallen the Archfey that rules over it. Our patron, Sibilna. Her name, Sibilna? My patron, my inspiration, and I'll warrant yours too. I must profess, Master Rosloff. She never told me her name before. Sibylla.
I have been blessed by her presence far longer than you have walked this plane.
Indeed.
But as you have found yourself, I have been unable to contact her for the better part of a year. I fear something terrible has happened. My adventuring days are over, but Sibylla has been good to me, and that I would like to know that she is well before I take my leave.
Absolutely, Herr Roslov, but I would happily undertake this quest as it aligns almost perfectly with my own personal researches and questions I need answered, but I do not know the way.
As I said, son, you're fated. You are supposed to be here, and it is supposed to be now. There is a carnival. Every 8 years, our world is visited by this carnival. A traveling extravaganza called the Witchlight Carnival.
Witchlight?
It recently returned, and it's camped not 3 days' travel from here on the outskirts of another recently returned town. That
Just
poor
3 days.
town of Elturel.
I have heard of this city. I think the stories I have heard are poppycock. Pulled down into the lower planes of hell. Pish posh.
Oh no. It's all true. They have very literally been through hell and back. And luckily their ordeal is over. But for our Sibylla, I dread not imagine what has befallen her. You must travel there. I'm asking you to do this now because it will pack up and leave in a week or two, and it contains your only route to Prismere. There is a Fey crossing hidden somewhere within the carnival. Seek out Sibylla in Prismere. Help her if you can, and return with proof that she is alive and well.
I will happily undertake this quest, Master Roslov. About what time of day is it when I arrive? Or is it indeterminate?
Up to you.
Alright. It being
Up to you.
late morning when I found it, I think in the interests of making sure that I do not miss this carnival, I will head out immediately and try to find it and see what has happened to our patron, Sibylla. It is the least I can do, and hopefully in the doings I can learn what happened to my brother.
I wish you all the best.
I thank you very much. I hope I prove worthy of your trust. You have a nasty cough. Is there anything I can do for you? Looking around at all of the potions, jars, unguents, spellbooks, as in like, what am I gonna do?
No, Sonny, no. There's no fending off time. It is a natural thing. But do hurry back.
I will move with as much alacrity as my feet allow.
Splendid.
Then I will take my leave of you, great sir. I thank you again. I
And
will
yes.
bid you Ad Wiedersehen.
You head on and out, and he stands at the doorway waving you off before the trees surrounding the glade almost seem to hurry in behind you, ushering you on your way, eagerly sending you on this journey for their friend. And
This is most interesting. I will put it in my journal.
you head back out to the road.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will
And then
find
westward.
the road and
Yeah, westward once
to
more. Go
towards the
west.
carnival.
Yes, towards
Sweet days.
El Terrell.
Being driven and focused, Willie will march as long as his stamina allows him, even marching through the night.
Okay.
He is
Yeah, I
a
think-
very driven and focused individual.
Yes, you found recently a strange ability to simply get a single night's decent rest and feel thoroughly rejuvenated. So you push yourself as much as you can, and then the last evening before you imagine you'll arrive in El Terrell, you take a good night's rest to make sure that you are rested and well and ready for whatever lies ahead. Let me just get some other carnival goers back in here. Alright. So, yes. Welcome in, everyone. I saw a couple of Mr. Nutty Dubs. Nutty Dubs, welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well, sir. And Infinite 10. Glad you managed to get past that error message. Baron Dragonborn. I swear that we have not put any little coding or anything in the background here that means that your phone has locked you out of any stream about this one. Promise. Okay, let's just get our other adventurers back in here. There's one of them. Hello.
I beat him. I win.
Congratulations.
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay. Okay, on this screen it's fine because we've just got all of us in one big window at the moment. Welcome back, you two. Now, we can jump back to that pretty little window of ours with those books and the like. And just make sure.
Books.
Is everyone in the right? Oh, everyone's in the right place still. Yay! Transition. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Now, let us travel back in time a little. Let us travel far away in plane a little. Not with either of you lots. Any of you lots. We are going to take a quick side trip here to Bytopia. And in Bytopia, the massive mountains and sweeping valleys and vast forests march down to a rugged, rocky shoreline and a vast ocean. And off the coast in that ocean is a forested isle. A forested isle with a clearing at its center. And in that clearing, a gazebo. No, not so dreaded gazebo. A gazebo which usually holds an angel. One Tidra. But she is not there at the moment. She seems to be elsewhere. Somewhere a little mistier, gloomier. Although, recently, without its vampire overlord. So, things are looking up. In her place, there is a short forest gnome with a long beard and an angry bird. Yes, I know, Jimmy! Shut up! It's fine! Look, she's not late at all. She's just not early. It's not the same thing. She'll be here. There is a rent and a tear, and another gnome comes skipping through with a large salamander gambling around her ankles as she steps through a rift in the air. Grandfather! Hi! Where have you been? Jimmy was worried. I'm not saying what you just said. No. Come here, girl. Sit down. There are things to be done. We have to say hello to Air Genasi as well. Now, the girl, who I can actually show you, comes skipping on over. Where's she at? Handouts. Witchlight Carnival. Doopy-doopy-doo. Where are you? Here she is. Boop. She has that instrument flung across her back, and that large beastie gambling around her ankles. And she's like, "Okay, grandfather, okay." And she plumps herself down on the cushions, much like she is in that picture there, and starts to absent-mindedly play on the instrument that she plays. Thank you, Sirenscape. Bring, indeed. And as she does, strange wisps of light, green lights, come off the strings and dance around her head. And she looks kind of longingly towards them, but ignores them and focuses on her grandfather. 1 out of 4, Tan, who you may know from various places here and there. What is it, grandfather? Why have you called me? I was busy. I was all the way over there in Chacenta. It seems fairly promising. That little, loose is, a loose cannon? He's causing all kinds of mischief. But, they seem to have, got themselves into the right place at the right time. Teacher's son did show up, as you predicted, but we managed to get them heading in the right direction and sent him back to Eberron, where he's supposed to be. Sorry, being a self-indulgent GM over here at the moment. Anyone who's watched the channel for any length of time knows that all of the campaigns is just one big story. Which actually makes it easier for me to keep it all in one place, because it's just one thing. So how do you do so many sessions? It's just lots of sessions of the same campaign. It's okay. Different players, different spots, but there we go. It's like our good friend Lord Kazumba and his 41-year campaign. Lots of different players, but it's still going strong. The longest campaign running over there in Greyhawk. Now, you almost messed that up. I'll not have that happen again. What would have happened if he'd been stuck in Chacenta? You'd have had to stick around there until that Dragonborn heads over there. What was his name? Fire something. Nah, anyway, once him and his sensei have headed over there, they'll be able to jump into the pits and get things sorted. See what I did there? The pits. Yeah, the pit. I guess they made the pun first. No, it doesn't matter. Anyway, you've got stuff to do. The carnival's already arrived. What if they get there and you don't... She's like, grandfather, I know. She slings the instrument to one side and pulls out a large journal, clad, covered in bark on either side, and leaf-like parchment inside with veins and green coloration to the pages. And she leafs through, looking ponderously at this. It's Willie, right? And the bird also tweets furiously and looks at her with one eye. Willie, Emin, and Daisha, right? There it is. Okay. Do not let them run astray. Fated ones are few and far between, and we do not want them to go to waste. Now, all of you, they need your aid. Get gone. Go on. Oh, and here! And he tosses some coins at her. Don't forget to buy Willie's ticket. And she's like, okay, grandfather. I'll be there in time, don't worry. I haven't been to the Witchlight for quite some time. I'm looking forward to it. Well, then don't let me keep you. Jimmy, don't say that. It's my granddaughter. Bye, grandfather. Bye, Jimmy. And she turns and skips around, and her little lizard goes along behind her, and she kind of gestures with her hand, almost lazily, and a tear in the air opens, and you see a dusky sky beyond, and the Kionthar River, almost looking like it's aflame with the orange sunset reflected in its waters. And she jumps through and dashes down a grassy hillside, which Rhea Mantelmorn went dashing down some time ago, distraught at the fact that her city had disappeared. But she goes dashing down the same grassy hillside towards the bright lights and sounds of a carnival. inside that carnival are Emin, a long-term employee here, and new, hopeful trainee has a little badge. Hi, I'm Daisha. Don't piss me off. A new wannabe Witchlight hand. Entrusted to you, Emin. An old hand at the carnival, if you'll excuse the pun. You have been charged with showing them the ropes, showing them around. They've been through all the orientations, they've done all the paperwork. They cleverly did not sign their name away. It's the first test. You see if someone's stupid enough to sign their name away or not. I love that joke. I've seen it on Twitter and stuff a few times. It's like your party in the Feywild arrives at a grand ball, and there is a beautifully suited satyr standing at the door, and he turns to you. Welcome, everyone. May I have your names, please? You give your names. He says, thank you very much, and skips off. And you've all forgotten your names. That does not happen. It did not happen to Daisha. So, do you want to come up with a new name?
Thanks. I probably, if it were up to me, Stephanie, I would have probably failed the test, honestly.
Unless Daisha's your second, third name. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Please, you are walking around the interior here. It's always strange walking around without the revelers in the carnival. They are starting to gather outside. The gates will open at dusk, and they will all be allowed in for the 8 hours of partying and joy and excitement that goes on throughout the night, with the grand finale just before dawn. Emin, Daisha, what do we see as you are walking through? And Emin, do you have a clipboard?
So
no, he does
official.
not. Absolutely not. He might have like a torn half sheet of paper that he very hastily like ripped out of a journal or something, just to make it look like he was going to write something down. But he's been around long enough that he kind of knows what needs to be done and how it needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of hovering around the inside of the gate, literally, Emin is he's only about 2 feet tall, and he's flying kind of around the open area, just inspecting the inside of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks to his left, looks to his right, and he's got about shoulder-length blonde hair. I'm sorry, brown hair, not blonde. Kind of mustache, goatee thing happening. And he's wearing very drab clothing. It almost looks like a really, like a dark black brown pillowcase. That's covered in like black fur. And he has red goggles kind of seated on top of his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of just hovering around, and he notices that Daisha has kind of fallen behind. So he turns around and he shouts, Dai, where'd you go?
Sorry. I'm looking for, I don't know, my purpose in this job. I'm just watching you just look at things, so I thought I'd look for things.
Colby, please let me get this off my chest.
Yeah.
You almost bump into a couple of goblins manhandling some of the setup for the evening, and you're like, hey, I'm flying here! Sorry. Okay. Okay, I'm done.
Exactly. I would say he has enough clout around the carnival, and he would be annoyed. So he kind of brushes himself off after that, and he's like, "Guy, I mean, obviously you're looking for something. You went through the orientation, right?"
Yes, yeah, I did.
So, I mean, what do you want to do?
What do you mean? I want to work and make money, and I'm looking for a Fey portal.
Oh, what is this Fey portal? What are you talking about?
It's, you know, like the rumors. How long have you worked here?
No. And he flies directly right up in her face and covers her mouth. And then, like, realizing how this looks, he kind of backs up and he straightens, like, her shoulders and, you know, squares her off and is like, "You come with me." And he flies.
I'm like, you can try and pick me up if you want, but...
I meant to send a message about this before, but I shall say it now. As a Witchlight hand of a carnival hand, you do have a pouch of pixie dust, but it is for the customers, not for staff wannabes. And that would give her the power of flight for 1 hour.
Got it. Love it. All right, come on.
Oh, by the way,
I gotta show
you also another thing I meant to send you a message about. Sorry, dashing around doing all sorts of things at the moment here, everyone. The Witchlight hand employees learn magic and do magic tricks for the customers and things. Now, wizards in their infinite wisdom, wizards of the coast in their infinite wisdom, say in the book, your players can explain this by choosing a spellcasting class for their character. I was like, they have to? So I think they do not. You, sir, have the ability to cast, and only the one thing, but you can cast Prestidigitation whenever you wish. If you can say it, you can spell it. If you can spell it, you can cast it. And you've both frozen. Oh no. Charlie, Daisha did it.
Yes.
Daisha mentioned the Fey portal. The Fey overlords of the carnival have found them. Right,
Have
now.
some magic.
Prestidigitation is a great spell. Yes, I love it. I love it too. Oh no, everyone, what's happened? Baron Dragonborn, let's jump into chat here for a sec while we're getting some technical difficulties. Do bear with us, folks. Almost done with making a campaign myself. Oh, even have a certain death final encounter if the party doesn't roll right. Yikes. However, the payoff, if it's going to be, will be so satisfying for them as they get to pick items for the campaign after. Fantastic. Yes, I know. We are joking about how hard it is to say. Now, what are these two doing? What are these two doing? We have a Colby? No.
No.
Still frozen? No. Everyone.
Well,
Anyone? Oh, the Colby's
There
back.
we go.
Yay.
All right. I have no idea what just happened there.
No, likewise.
Wow.
I'm going to just quickly skip over to everyone. And that is what the scene's called in OBS. Everyone.
It is back up.
Stephanie's still not in.
Yeah, she should be coming back online here in a second.
Bear with us, folks. Now, this is actually good, actually. Emin, you had something happen which, before you met Daisha, before she arrived at the carnival, and you was taken under your wing, quite literally. You think back, as she mentions this portal, as 3 days ago, when you arrived on the outskirts of Elturel, you were approached by a friendly fairy dragon who claimed to be in the service of a human warlock named Madrik Rosloff. This fairy dragon foretold the arrival of an adventurer seeking a path to the Feywild through the carnival. A couple of them, in fact. Although you've heard that the carnival contains a Fey crossing, you've never gone to the trouble of finding it, although recently you've had urges to find it and use it yourself. The fairy dragon thought that you might want to help these adventurers. It even went so far as to imply that the fate of the Witchlight Carnival might hinge on the success of their endeavors. As twilight draws near on this day, you have found one of these adventurers, you think, at the mention of this crossing. But the crowd gathering outside the gates, eager to buy tickets and enjoy the carnival's many attractions. As you gaze upon the crowd, one hand clamped firmly over Daisha's mouth, one of the visitors catches your eye. Something suggests they're not the usual rabble. Oh, you two are in the wrong place now.
Whoops.
It's okay. We'll quickly sort that.
So, before he starts to literally try to tug Daisha away, he sees this individual that, you know, catches his eye outside the gates, and he kind of cranes his neck around Daisha to see, and he kind of pats her on the shoulder, and he's like, he gets really close to her ear, and he's like, "You listen to me. We're gonna talk about that more later, okay?"
Yeah. All right.
Don't blab that kind of stuff around here.
Well, it's not a secret. I was wanting to get to the Feywild. That's why I was looking for a job in the first place. Cause...
Oh, okay. Listen, let me repeat it. Maybe a little slower. We're gonna talk about this later, okay?
All right, where do you want me then?
I understand your anticipation. I do. Listen, patience, okay? We've got guests. Look. And he turns her around to look at the gate. Now, what you are gonna do tonight, you are gonna follow me.
I can't. You.
Listen. I know the flying thing. I got it. I'm gonna stay at your level, okay? I do that anyway. It's part of my job, right? So we are gonna go around all the parts of this carnival. You're gonna see a little bit of everything. We're gonna find a good fit for you. We're gonna go everywhere except for the snail races, okay?
Why can't we go to the snail races?
Listen. They freak me out.
What?
Right? Can't do it. Snails, can't do them.
This is the first.
What?
This is the first instance I thought, did they read the module?
No, can't do
what's Emin's fear is the swirling pattern on snail shells, and I just like sent in the picture from the module. It's like literally one of the things in the carnival is like snail racing.
Yeah, no.
But that's
something about the.
But
spiral.
aren't they bigger than normal snails?
Yeah, much bigger. That's the problem.
What? But there's you. I don't.
Oh, Charlie,
I mean, I
these,
guess you're small.
not these snails.
I am small, very. But listen, it's not a negotiation. This is what we do, okay?
I'm supposed to follow you, so if you don't want to go to the snail races, Daisha is already like, so when I get off, I need to immediately go to the snail races. Just pretending like she knew about the snail races all along, but inside she's like, yes, I will go see.
Hey, Genesee, Izumi. Okay. So, as you have this discussion, the sun slowly sinks and the last glimmer of orange disappears far to the west, where somewhere the festering hive of Baldur's Gate wakes up and starts kicking off, as it does every night, as does the Witchlight Carnival. And the gates are opened, and the poor folk of Elturel flood through, eagerly grabbing up their tickets and spilling in to the carnival. Now, Willie, you have swung in to this vast group of locals and nearby folk. People are travelling from far around as word gets out that the carnival is here. And you patiently wait your turn as the crowd presses forward and passes the excitable and slightly beleaguered goblin on the ticket booth at the front. And you make your way towards the entrance to the carnival. Now, let me get this here. Where are we at? There we go. So yeah, as you're slowly making your way with everyone towards the gates, the first stars of night twinkle above the apricot sunset. There's a buzz as giant dragonflies whir overhead, trailing streamers behind them, and a low mist curls over the ground. Through a floral archway, past the ticket booth, you glimpse wondrous and vibrant creatures, elven stilt walkers, dancing fairies, and painted performers. Everywhere there is laughter, pixie dust, bubbles, and the wistful tune of a calliope. Right there. Thank you, Sarensky. Now, you are pressed forward and almost swept along with everyone as they're making their way in towards the entranceway here. And you get closer and closer to the ticket booth. A silver statue of a dancing fairy mounted on the roof of the ticket booth, surrounded by fluttering butterflies. The booth is decorated with an animated depiction of the night sky, and shooting stars arc across the surface. An elderly goblin perches behind the ticket counter, up on a high stool, peering at you quizzically through a spyglass as your turn comes. He lowers the spyglass and calls out to you. Greetings, greetings, fairgoers. Take your time, pay the price. Get your tickets here. You do not want to be caught inside without a ticket.
I would like to request one ticket, please. Pulling out my meager coin purse.
He says, welcome, welcome. Now, are you... I'm going to say from that attempt of a beer that you're an adult. So, adult price it is, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and how much do I owe you for a ticket into this marvelous carnival?
Adult tickets are 8 silver pieces.
Oh, I will dig through my coin purse and pull out...
As you do,
okay.
There is a small sparkling pixie in a long purple dress that trails out behind her as she flies through the air and dissipates into like purple mist at the end of the garment and dissipates behind her in sparkles. Comes zipping round the goblin's head. He's like, what is it? What is it? And it goes swooping up to his ear and like, and darts off back into the carnival. Now, you, sir, are a lucky gentleman. You can put away your purse. Your ticket is here. And he kind of ducks out of view for a moment. You hear it, and he brings up an ornate wooden box with a silver clasp, which he pops open. And inside is a ticket, which he produces and passes to you. Your carnival tickets. Keep it with you at all times. This is what you need to get stamped to go on the attractions.
Oh, this is wunderbar. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's good for 8 rides.
And how many attractions are there to attend inside the carnival?
Look at all of these people behind you. Here's a map. Here are your fairy wings. Go!
Thank you very much. And I will step into the carnival, like...
Yes, and you see everyone in front of you is donning fairy wings or butterfly wings over these little shoulder straps that go on over their garments. And the goblin's like, you have to wear them. That shows that you've paid, otherwise you'll get chucked out.
Oh, yeah, thank you, sir, thank you.
And I will give you the
wings.
I will give you the honor. What do your wings look like?
A monarch butterfly, but in gray tones. Very wild.
That's a name I recognize. Hey, Thorkin, and thank you for the follow. Everyone, if you are following Willie and the others into the carnival and following the channel, we will give you an invite to our Discord after we go offline later on. Do jump on in if you are not already and join the other 900 plus. We've just reached 900 yesterday of the wonderful people who are here with us. Not right now, but kicking around the place. Okay. So yes, those beautiful butterfly wings are donned as you move through with the press of others, as it slowly gets more easier to move as they spill out and excitedly run into the carnival proper on the other side here. Now, let us move over to this. Da-da-da. Ah, it's beautiful. So I love the maps. Fun thing, we did some play. Actually, one of the first adventures that the offline Eberron crew did, the longest crew that we've had running in our various groups here. One of the first adventures they did was written by the creator of this map. It's great to see them getting official wizard's work now. Welcome in, Thorkin. It's good to have you. Thank you for the follow. And Josprof, you too. Welcome in, first timers. Okay, so Willie Grimm. Oh, and spilling around you, Willie, as you press through the gates into the carnival are others, including the wonderful raiders from Modular Realms. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you had yourself a fabulous session, and welcome here to our first ever session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We're just getting started, so you're very nicely timed here. We've got all the stuff, premises and stuff set up, and they have just arrived at the carnival itself. Hey, Modular Realms, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. I hope you had a fabulous session. Let's give you a shout out here, see what was going on. Let me get the spelling proper. Modular Realms. Oop. There we are. Oh, streaming some art. Lovely. I'll have to give that a check out later. Everyone, do give them a follow and see what lovely art they have going on here. Lots of artists. See Drown Owls kicking around as well. Newbie Goddess, hello. I recognise that name. Welcome, everybody. Flight of Wyverns, welcome in. First time chat there. I like how it shows you the first time chatters now. It's nice.
That is a new additional feature, yeah.
Right? Helps you catch the spammers as well. It's like, you're new, bye. So, want to be famous? I'm good, thanks. Just have some fun instead. Oh, terrain painting. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Super dungeon tiles and stuff. Ah, cool, newbie. Thank you. Okay, right. So, we have arrived. Let us jump on in here. Look at this. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to zoom in for you fine people so we can get a good view. Yeah, it's so pretty. Okay, so let us give you a quick guided tour as Willie is looking at his map. You are over here, sir. You've popped over this bridge and past the ticket booth there with this dancing fairy on the top, as you can see. By the way, that bridge, that river is not usually there. It has been created around the carnival by the magics of its arrival. And it's gorgeous, eh, Flight of Wyverns? So yeah, there's the ticket booth there, and the Calliope, whose music we could hear before, is over there. A nice musical kind of organ grinder going on there. Which, Daisha, what do you reckon? Clockwise, anti-clockwise?
Going around? Let's do anti-clockwise.
All right. So heading up this way, those dragonflies that you saw, Willie, those are over there, the dragonfly rides, as you can go soaring on the back of giant dragonflies, much like our Humblewood group did in that one shot many months ago. And then moving on round there, should you desire to take a rest, there is the feasting orchard. Lots of delights to be sampled there. And there is a unicorn carousel over there. That river that has been created for the carnival is for these gondola swans that you can find up here. And also, next to the gondola swans is the Silver Song Lake with its performing mermaid and her beautiful songs. Emin and Daisha, you know all this as well, right? Daisha, you remember the orientation? Yes, yes. Emin, I should have you give the guidance.
Mostly.
Moving on round, we have the big top where lots of sideshows and things are going on throughout the night, but also the large main events. Hang on, let me remember. No, I don't want to get this wrong. Ooh, wow, ooh, wow, ooh. Hold still. Oop. There we go. Sorry, everyone. Big top over there. Okay. Yes. There is the big top extravaganza in the middle of the night's festivities, and then moving on to just before dawn, the crowning of the Witchlight monarch occurs. Who has contributed the most to the mood of the carnival throughout the night? Who has made people the happiest? And they are crowned the monarch of the Witchlight Carnival for that evening at the end of the festivities. Now, behind there, Emin, you are well aware, is the staff area where everyone goes for a well-earned breather and can hang out there. And Mr. Witch and Mr. Light can be found back there, the owners and people in charge of the carnival. Shadakai as was, but they've become much nicer and merrier folks since they've been spending their time here instead of on the Shadowfell. And then moving on round, we have the Hall of Illusions. Mirrors that confound the senses and set you all kinds of things there. And then in the centre over here, we have the Bubble Pop Teapot, an interesting ride, which sends you spinning through the air in a big bubble. And the Pixie Kingdom, a little tiny kingdom of delights and rides and food that you can enjoy. And then over here... Oh, Emma doesn't want to go there. No, skip that. Snail racing over there. And the Mystery Mine. Anyone as old as I may recognise this. Anyone? Do we get the reference? Charlie does.
Thanks for making me feel younger, I guess.
You're welcome.
Oh.
A long time ago.
Ranger, Cavalier, Fighter,
Barbarian.
Uni!
Yes, unicorns apparently bleat like sheep. Drownow. Oh, Drownow! Drownow is also young. You've outed yourself as a young and Drownow.
Shall we twig them into what it is or make them?
No, I'm good. So, a long time ago, there was a cartoon, a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, and the opening credits of that cartoon, the real-world human children get on a roller coaster, and they plunge into the Dungeons and Dragons roller coaster through the mouth of a dragon. Exactly like that one there. It is the roller coaster from the cartoon opening credits. So there we go. The Mystery Mine. It is cool.
Especially if you're 9.
Yes. And they plunge through into the world of Dungeons and Dragons, are immediately confronted by Tiamat.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, you know old school D&D, they did not fuck around. No whimsical carnivals for those players. Oh, Drown, there are so many cool references in here. There's a bunch of old ancient characters. There is a clown somewhere in this carnival, which I will let them discover naturally, who is a very interesting name. And there is also a map later on. And in the corner of the map, there's a little white doggy, who in the real world goes by the name of Milo. Anyone get that? Does anyone know what that is?
I just know Milo and Otis, but I'm sure that's not it.
No. No, it is the lead story designer for Wizards of the Coast. One Christopher Perkins has a dog called Milo, and they are here in one of the maps. Just hanging out.
That's cute.
As you do. Okay! Focus, people. We're here to have fun, damn it!
I'm here to
Compulsory.
work, John.
Compulsory fun! Okay, so, Willie, Wally, you make your way past the ticket booth, and as the folks spill around you, the raiders from Modular Realms and everyone else goes spilling around you, off into the carnival, whooping and excitedly running for their favourite rides. You are doing what?
Having walked so far and walked through the night for several days to come here, I think that I am very interested in going to the feasting orchard. That sounds absolutely delightful. I am going to follow my nose and my stomach to the food.
Excellent. There is a delightful smell that almost, as that thought comes into your mind, you weren't aware of this smell, but this odor, this of delightful cuisine and drink comes wafting through the night air and almost tugs you along. Like if this is a cartoon. Speaking of cartoons, this is a cartoon. You would be floating through the air with it pulling at your nostrils.
My feet float in the air.
Yes, I mean your experienced eyes very quickly click onto the fact that he has been snared by the feasting orchard's delightful smells.
I see the chefs are doing their job right tonight. That's exactly what it's supposed to do.
When do we get lunch?
Oh, considering that the gates just opened, couple hours. Really more like dinner. 4.
All right.
But, here. Let me show you something else. And, he pulls Daisha, like, kind of around a corner, kind of between tents. Like a little alley, as it were. And he looks her up and down, and he's like, all right, what are you wearing? What are you...
And you see that it's perfect, because I was thinking about that. Daisha is wearing a loose black tank top and like leather-clad kind of traveler's pants, and her tank top fits like really loosely because she's very tall and very skinny, and she looks almost like think androgynous street urchin. Her hair is blonde and very straight, choppy on the bottom, and her skin is like this green and yellow that goes into an iridescent scales on her forehead, and she has like scales that sometimes become big patches, so that way they look like skin, and then they get smaller around any kind of joint or smaller areas like around her hands and stuff. And she's like, "My clothes."
Right. What I mean is, this is a good boilerplate. So, let me tell you a little bit about what I do around here. Watch this. And, so, Emin's job is, something of, like, kind of a crowd performer, gassing up crowds, looking after, kids that are wandering around, making sure that, he's kind of stealthily watching the guests, kind of keeping out of trouble, things like that. So, he carries a disguise kit that he has worked into his clothes. So, he kind of brings his hands down to his sides, and he pulls at a couple of strings on this like big kind of furry black kind of Birkin that he's wearing, and it starts to kind of tighten up in spots. It doubles in length, and like is on the ground now, dragging on the ground. He keeps his wings on because he knows that that's part of guests entering the fair. And he puts his hands in his pockets and he rubs them together a little bit and he kind of smears it on his face. And his facial hair kind of melds into his skin. And he looks much older. He pulls a little hood up over his head. He kind of crouches a little bit. And he looks very distinctly like an old man.
You guys missed my my face mask while you were offline. Something like this, Toby?
No! Yeah, exactly like that.
Do not!
Exactly like that.
You look like the guy from Law and Order. I don't like it.
We said it was glimpsing my future 30 years or so down the line.
That was fantastic. Exactly like that.
That was the warlock that sent the fairy dragon to you, by the way.
Ah. Love him. So, to kind of complete this disguise, he bangs at the top of his chest a little bit. And he kind of looks up at Daisha because he's still not as tall as she is. And he's like, all right. Now.
She was definitely distracted by all the swans in the pond near us and like looking around and like turned around and was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't. Hi, I'm Daisha. I'm new here. I'm sorry.
It's me. Emin. It's a disguise.
But you're old.
Yes, that's the point. Now, I can go into the crowd and I can talk to people.
Could you not talk? You talked to me.
Of course. Listen, watch. And he kind of shuffles out into the crowd. And immediately, like right away, he's kind of surveying the crowd. And he sees like a younger child that looks pretty upset. So he'll kind of saunter over. Hi there. What's wrong? Have you lost something? Come with me. And then he kind of motions for Daisha to follow, and they walk around, right around the corner to where the lost property is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, young man, stay here. We'll find your parents. Turns back to Daisha. Look, I do a lot of things around here. One of them is more or less security. Like this. I need to make sure that the guests are excited, they're happy. There's no tears here.
And you had to be tall and old to take that little boy to Lost and Found?
Listen, with everything that goes on around the fair, light and boring, it's easy to trust.
I can't get old.
No, you can't. And that is why that's my job. And he starts to like tug at strings on his vest, and everything kind of tightens back up. So,
hearing the child crying as he heads towards the feasting orchard, and also thinking, perhaps being the Witchlight Monarch is a good way to begin my investigations into the carnival. Willie will head over to Lost Property and use prestidigitation. Prestidigitate his magic spell, his little cantrip, and he will summon up a tiny little token of a little windmill toy, and he will make a show of sparks and the smell of baking cookies and say, "Oh, little one, don't be sad. Look, you are in a magical happy place. Enjoy, enjoy," and try and brighten the child's demeanor.
Sirenscape is on your side. It just changed from crying to laughing.
As we walk away, I'm going to be like, that guy didn't have to be boring.
Listen,
Shots
I
fired.
set him up.
Shots
They
fired.
knocked him down.
Now,
I can't be the monarch. That's got to go to a guest.
I mean, you're well aware of what is here at Lost Property. Daisha and Willie, you are slightly surprised as the boy seems to cheer up and is looking much happier thanks to you, Willie. And as he does, as he smiles, like from his smiling face, there seems to be a kind of emanation of energy almost that suffuses out through the carnival. And if I can head over to my version of the map here, I have a little carnival mood thing, which is going to be moving one slot in the direction of happy.
Oh,
Oh,
Well done, Willie.
Nice. Woot!
It can go the other way as well.
dun dun dun.
And there is something that happens at either end of the scale. Dragon Eats World, isn't it beautiful? Oh, that reminds me. Thank you very much, Dragon Eats World. It is beautiful art indeed. And I did not do the proper shout-out. Very, very rude of me. Excited as I was for a new campaign here. Everyone, yes, our beautiful character art is from the fabulously talented... Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it. Do it. Ah, not now. Do not fail me. Ah, the wonderful, wonderful art is from the fabulously talented Evan Blair. That is broken. I shall need to fix that. I don't know what's happened. Okay. Sorry. Yes, Evan Blair art. Also, often here on Twitch, drawing beautiful, beautiful portraits. Apologies if you're on mobile. You do not get a good view of them, I'm afraid. But they are very, very nice indeed. If you would like to see the full versions of those, grab them for yourself. You can give us a follow and we'll give you an invite to our Discord where they are available in full glorious technicolor, I was going to say, but no, they're still black and white. But they are much bigger and much more beautiful and much more enjoyable. So do give us a follow if you're not already. Now, so yes, the direction of the mood meter is moving over there. I'm using the tokens of Mr. Light is the mood meter over there, and Mr. Witch is over on the time tracker over on the top corners for you guys on the map if you want to have a look for yourselves. Top left, bottom right are the two trackers there on the map. Very nice design on the map here. Just imagine like playing at the table, like in person, having the big poster map laid out and a token on the corners there. Ah, so good. So yes, let us return to what we were chatting about there for a moment there. Daisha, Willie, you are taken aback somewhat by the person in charge of the Lost Property. Outside the Lost Property wagon is a large feline creature with midnight blue fur. It has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders and wears fake butterfly wings, very similar to yours actually, Willie. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden keg. It's purring there in the background. The creature is roughhousing with a couple of young boys. And the one that you just cheered up, Willie, rushes over to join them, and one of the boys squeals, "Again, Durla, again!" while the other one hangs onto the creature's neck. And I think I should be able to show you this. Just a moment, please. Quick search for the... oh, yes, right here. Which is magnificent. When I first just glimpsed through at the arts without actually reading properly, I didn't think they were costume wings. It was like actually a winged displacer beast, but no.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, dang. How big is Durlagron?
Wow.
that is a human child. So
Oh, so horse size.
pretty huge.
Wow.
And much friendlier than the one that Rhyme with the Frost Maiden crew just killed. That was a basilisk. That was a basilisk. Sorry, I got confused by the multiple legs.
That is not the same, John.
Not the same thing at all. Sorry, my apologies.
That is so cool. All right.
Are you going to investigate, Willie? You please do
Yes,
interact with
absolutely.
everything and everything.
Laying eyes upon this most fabulous creature, Willie will completely forget about his rumbling stomach and turn around and just openly gawk and say to one of the children, Does he understand you?
So I just looked at it properly. The wings are attached to the displacer beast tentacles. So good.
Yep.
So good. I hadn't seen that before. That's so good.
Oh, okay.
Right, those are the two displacer beast tentacles.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fantastic. Okay.
Does he understand you, child?
And the creature turns its mild-mannered looking, friendly looking face towards you, Willie, as you walk on over, and recognizes that you are the one that cheered up this child, and addresses you in Sylvan, which you speak.
I do.
Yes.
Fortunately.
Good evening, sir. You are most welcome here at the carnival, and we thank you for putting a smile on this one's face.
It's a pleasure, but you speak too. This is most amazing. This is wunderbar. What manner of creature are you? I have never before laid my eyes on one such as you.
I am what is known as a displacer beast.
I have not. I have never heard of your kind. You are, I apologize for being so curious, but may I pet your head to feel your fur? Is it soft and silky?
He kind of chuckles to himself and like just bows his head graciously.
As Willie pets his head and tacitly scratches behind the ear, which all feline creatures enjoy, he'll
Sounds good
see
purring
if
for you.
he starts purring. Willie will keep scratching until at such point that Durlagron gives the kind of happy cat headbutt and be like, "You are very fabulous. May I sketch you? You are just absolutely magnificent."
Well, I feel that I must repay the favor, and I mean, you're kind of off to the side watching all of this going on. I'm kind of nodding and allowing Daisha to experience this and to get the feel of the place. You know that Durlagron, the displacer beast here, is referring to the Feywild custom of reciprocity, which means that if something is given, something of equal or greater value must be given in return. Important things to live by if you are wanting to travel in the Feywild or over here in Japan. And you
That's true.
you see as Durlagron is given the gift of scritches by Willie Grimm. He turns, he's like, as you have given unto me, I will give you a gift also. Some advice. And their face goes a little somber. Do beware, adventurer. Things occasionally go missing from the carnival, and they never come back. Before it can say more, the older of the two boys that was playing before you moved over to join them picks up a mirrored ball from the lost property wagon behind the displacer beast, and you're taken aback as the displacer beast's head whips round and it angrily snatches the ball off the creature, and with a flick of the tentacle causes the boy to dash away in fright.
Oh, I assume the ball is a favorite possession, or possibly belongs to somebody else, and you're afraid the child was going to abscond with it, yeah?
It holds up a paw. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, I must stay here with this one. Emin, go after that one. And he gestures in the direction of the fleeing boy.
And Daisha just goes running after the boy like,
Time to shine.
We got it, Durla. Newbie. You know how it is. And he runs after Daisha.
she like grabs the boy by the collar and turns him and goes, "Hi!"
Well, no, the boy dashed off and is just saying, I do
Oh,
need...
never mind. I'm just looking for him.
I need a perception check, please. Yes. First roll of the game, of the campaign.
Just
and
Daisha.
anyone looking can do it, or you can assist each other. None of you have inspiration yet, I'm afraid.
I will
got-
assist.
Got a 10.
A 10, okay.
Ho, ho, ho. Nat 1.
Hey, if you've got them, folks, let them fly.
Hey, what a way to open the campaign.
You're getting it all out now.
Emin.
Right.
I got a 13. I have a -1 to perception.
Okay. You quickly dash off after this young boy, but as young boys can, and I'm well aware of, they can be very difficult to find if they don't want to be, and this young fella has disappeared off somewhere. You go searching.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to carry on? I'm afraid it's going to take extra time here. The time is ticking forward, but you can have another research if you so wish.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Peek, peek, peek. I got a 7!
I got a 17.
Oh,
Willie?
I got a 7.
yeah!
It can only go up.
Lucky, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, Daisha, Willie, you search this way and that. There's no sign of the little fella. He's just completely vanished. You do hope that this is not one of the things that disappears and never comes back. But, Emin, you are much more accustomed and knowledgeable about the comings and goings of this place. And you come across a scene. Let me see if there's a... I just want to see if there's a Sirenscape for this. Excuse me, everybody. Quickly double check here. Particularly... Da-da-da, da-da-da. Okay, I mean, as you take to the sky with your wings and up and have a look around, you know, those beetle-like coverings go to the side and the wings spread out, and you get the altitude, and you see the boy dashing, and something you didn't notice before because he was playing with Dialogron, and you were distracted by Daisha and everyone. He's not wearing a pair of butterfly wings, which could only mean one thing. They snuck in. And you know that means that you need to get them sorted and back to Delagron as quickly as possible. So your wings blur as you dash towards the two tents and the little narrow space between them where the boy disappeared. But I'm afraid your fears were justified. As you arrive at the opening between the two tents, you see the boy. But you also see one of the hourglass thieves. One of those entities that, despite all of your best instincts, despite everything that you want to do, despite even what Mr. Light and Mr. Witch would like to do, you are not allowed to interfere. And you have been told over and again never to interfere in these situations. You do know, I'll point out, that the boy is not in any mortal danger. But as he stops, terrified, he's confronted by someone about his height. Looks like a girl, but with dusk grey skin, lank hair protruding from the edges of the pig's head mask. Clasped in one hand is the oversized lollipop. As she stands, her head cocked to one side, regarding his lack of butterfly wings. And he seems stunned, unable to move. As she reaches out, places a cold grey hand on his forehead. And as she takes it away, something goes with it. And she turns and puts the lollipop on her shoulder and skips around the edge of the tent. And you know she would have disappeared if you follow. Now, Emin, roll me... Sorry, I didn't think we were going to be using this table just yet. Where is it? Here. Roll me a d8.
I got a 2.
Thank you. You flit to the boy's side, and he turns, coming out of whatever trance he'd been put into, and looks at you, deadpan. And you kind of feel a little crestfallen. Having seen this before, once or twice in your years of working here, you know that unless that payment is retrieved from Prismere, where it is said to be taken, that boy will never smile again.
Oh, it stole his joy. That is some dark, dark shit, John. Oh my god.
I was like, this is so light, and I feel like there's a trick here.
Wow.
What is my name on Roll20?
Sorry, QuestJunkiesUK. I apologize.
What's it called?
Wicked
Oh,
and
I'm
Whimsy.
Roll20.
Yeah, what is my name on Roll20?
Oh, Wicked and Whimsy.
Wicked and Whimsy.
Yeah.
The Wicked and Whimsy. This is a fairy tale, akin to Willie's namesake. A couple of brothers who were known to write a tale or two long ago here in this world of ours. There will be whimsy, but there will be darkness too.
Oh, crap, man. It stole his joy. Okay.
I don't want to work here.
You didn't see that.
Okay.
Only Emin saw that. Now, you two do see Emin emerge from the gap between the tents, and the boy looks suitably chastised as he leads this grim-faced child and takes him back towards Delagron. Delagron immediately twigs what's happened, Emin, and kind of looks ruefully at you. They found them first.
Yeah,
You speak Sylvan too, right?
Actually, I don't. It's not in my languages, at least.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I'm afraid, sorry. Actually, Durlagron can't. They pointed in the direction of the fleeing boy and blurted out something in Sylvan, and you got the gist of what was going on.
Regardless of whether or not he could understand
What's happening.
Durlagron, he would probably still reply, "Yeah, I wasn't fast enough this time."
And the Displacer Beast, Durlagron, recognizes the mood and the intonation, and just puts a paw around the boy and brings them in. They just, whereas the other boy is still happily, the two boys, the one that Willie cheered up as well, are happily playing and swinging around on the creature's neck. This other boy just sits down next to the Displacer Beast. And
Jeez, what did you say to him?
Well, I said what I had to say. It says it right on the map. Entry without a ticket, strictly prohibited. He doesn't have his wings on. He snuck in.
Oh. Well, couldn't you just take him to the exit?
Yeah, if I had gotten to him quick enough, sure. Somebody else got to him first, though.
And what did they do? Tell him his kitten has died? Look at that boy's sober face. It is... I am feeling sad and depressed myself just looking at it.
It's a lot. But, I'm sure he'll come around.
I would like to insight and see if there's something more than what Emin Pastiche is telling me.
please.
How do I
Just
compete against this?
heading over here and saying a massive thank you to our good friends, Carney Sideshow. Thank you for the sub, my friend. I hope you're well, and that your playthrough of this little adventure is going well as well. I'm not dressed the part as you do, I'm afraid.
This is contested insight, so do I roll my insight against yours, Charlie?
Yours would be a deception.
Deception.
Yeah, deception versus insight.
Got it.
Ooh, contested rolls. Player on player rolling.
Right. It was the best
We're not
Witchlight
friends
campaign
yet.
that lasted one session.
What did you get, Charlie?
A 12.
I got a 13.
Well, he seems to be telling the truth. Okay.
Poor kid.
Yeah, they'll
Willie-
figure it out.
Willie, the creature turns to you and says, "He will be fine. Just a little more somber than before."
Oh, I thank you, Durlagron. It is sad to see someone so depressed in this wondrous, most charming of places.
And the creature sighs, as only a giant cat can, and says,
So you say.
At least he's still here."
Wait. Earlier you told me that things go missing. I thought you meant like possessions, watch fobs, coats. You mean the people go missing too?
People, not so often, but my own cub, my little star, vanished from the carnival many years ago. It is why I have charged myself with making sure nothing else is lost. This, and he kind of bats the mirrored ball that the child inadvertently grabbed before. This was Star's favourite toy.
Oh, this is a very tragic tale. Do you mind if I put it in my journal?
If you wish.
I thank you, my great friend.
I fear I will never see Star again.
Not knowing what to say and feeling incredibly awkward in this situation, because what do you say to a large winged cat that has lost a cub? I think if you will excuse me, it has been several days since I have last eaten. I would take my leave of you.
Of course, I forget myself. Enjoy the evening's festivities.
Thank you. Well, yes. Have yourself. Well, yes. It was a pleasure making your acquaintance. Great cat. And Willie will turn and start wandering back to the feasting orchard.
Yep, back to the towards the north there. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Daisha, Emin, do you say anything before you leave?
I imagine, not speaking Sylvan, I am in my mind's eye, because we're talking to a cat, it sounded like, "Ow, meow." You know when cats do that yowling talking? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna lean back and be like,
it was a much more
weird.
sing-song language than that.
Okay, all right.
I always pictured Sylvan sounded like arguing chipmunks or squirrels.
What? It's much more graceful than that, surely.
Truly.
Let's see, what languages have you got? Yep, I'm afraid none in common there.
I'm gonna be like, oh, that's weird. Do you know what just happened there? Talking to Emin.
He's gonna kind of look around. No, I have no idea.
Okay.
But, listen. The show just started. We got a lot of things to do. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You look, much more like a pick things up, put things down kind of girl. Let's,
She is delighted. Like, yes, he noticed.
I mean, you do feel the urge to keep this interesting-looking character in sight.
Let's go help out in the feasting orchard. I'm sure that the food carts and restaurants need some help moving stock. So, just follow me.
Yeah, sure. So excited to get that much closer to food.
As he continues on, wanting to compensate for the boy's somber face, Willie will continue casting prestidigitation, throwing out like spark showers, adding colors or changing colors on wings, just throwing out unusual, tasty scents to people as he walks along the promenade.
Lovely. And I think several people mistake you for a member of staff and ask directions to various things. You kind of show them on your map.
Yes, I am thinking it is here. It is over here.
Yes. You should get one of these maps too.
They are available as a ticket booth.
Oh, thank you very much. And yes, there are adults and child alike, the various citizens of El Terrell, and are cheered up after the harrowing experience that they have recently been through by Willie's presence here. And as you're making your way, and you kind of clatter over that wooden bridge as the river is diverted through the centre of the carnival here as well, the sound of the rushing water beneath. There is a... as one of those giant dragonflies goes buzzing overhead as you find your way moving towards the entrance to the dragonfly rides there. Are you distracted, or are you curling around? You following your stomach?
Distracted. I pulled the quill out from behind my ear, and
they'll still be there after the food.
This is the first time I have seen this. This is wunderbar. I need
Chris.
to put it in my journal right now.
Okay. So yes, you kind of look at them, and you've never seen creatures this huge, absolute gigantic things, and you follow on round. Now, speaking of huge, there is a slight rumble in the ground, and a shaking, like a rhythmic boom. 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 And coming round the corner as if they are making a lap of the entire main thoroughfares of the park, you see a 12-foot-tall walking tree, garlanded in golden ribbons, marching down the thoroughfare towards you. Emerald clouds swirl above the tree and rain down golden spinning sycamore seeds. Fairgoers ahead of you along the thoroughfare are trying to catch the seeds before they hit the ground, and as the seeds gently fall, a chatty squirrel is scampering through the boughs of the tree, handing dandelions to select passers-by.
Willie will use the his spell and make a small blast of breeze to blow one of the sycamore seeds to spin over his way so he can catch it to examine and keep as a sample.
Okay, let's see. As you do so, the large treant turns towards you and he's like,
Oh, yes, yes. All the best. Try your luck. Can you catch them before they fall?
Do I need to make a sleight of hand or anything to catch the one I sent my way?
it is a straight dexterity check.
Right on. One straight dex. Come on. Oh, 13!
Excellent. Okay. Yes, you use your prestidigitation, and the sycamore seed comes spinning and twirling in your direction. Oh, thank you, Drona. Yes, I almost forgot the spelling. And it comes spiraling towards you, and you leap, as you have academically never leapt before, and grasp it in your hand. And as you do, it glows brighter and brighter in the palm of your hand, almost too bright to look at, and as you look away, you feel on the periphery of your vision it dimming again, and you turn round, and in your palm... Roll me a d4.
Okay.
That's right, d8.
It's gonna be a salamander, isn't it?
While
That'd
this
be
is
so
happening,
cool.
M is gonna nudge Daisha
Daisha?
and be like, "Hey, you should try to get one. Try to get one. It's fun."
Oh, what? Really? Me? Okay,
A 5.
okay.
A 5.
Okay. Daisha?
Daisha is gonna, like, very clumsily, like,
Dex save?
and it's
Sorry, dex
straight
roll?
dex, you said.
Mhm.
4.
Okay. Willie's prestidigitation blows a seed towards him, but it also blows yours in a direction that you weren't expecting, and it just spirals out from between your hands and hits the ground before you catch it and evaporates and disappears. Willie, you turn back round, and in your palm, where that sycamore seed had once been, there is a gold piece.
Whoa.
This is nice. I will bite it to see if it is indeed just a gold piece.
It's real, indeed.
I will put it into the pocket, because who is going to spend such a wonderful trinket from such a magical place?
Okay. Right. So, you... Let's see here. I think, Red, for that is the squirrel's name.
Of course.
Can they speak? Oh, yes! Okay. Red, chatters down at you in common, Willie.
I even a talking squirrel. Also wonders never cease. Hello?
This is not a squirrel, it's supposed to be a fox, but close enough. Hello! I've seen you. You were the one doing tricks for the children. You have made many people happy. I can feel the mood lightening wherever your tread takes you. For you, sir. And he passes you one of those dandelions.
Oh, thank you. Might I inquire what the purpose of the dandelion is?
You'll find out.
Oh, I thank you very much, and I will put it in my little boutonniere hole on my lapel.
Slaps the branch that it's sitting on. Come on, Northwind, let's go! And boom, boom, boom. And it's just showers of sycamore seeds. Daisha, if you try and catch another one, they all mysteriously whoosh and swing and swirl away from you. Yeah, one chance, kid. One chance.
Wounded. Daisha is wounded.
Harry.
Hey, quick shout out to our good friend Carney Sideshow there, one of our stream team buddies, for his recommendation of Snap Camera with all of these funny faces. That was a little nod from him there. Good to see you, Chris. As always. Now,
Watching Northwind and Red walk away, because obviously I'm entranced. Do I catch sight of Emin and Daisha, who were so close to me at Lost Property?
yes, you do see those same two are nearby.
I will narrow my gaze. Why are you two following me?
No offense. We work here. We're headed to the feasting orchard to help move some stock.
I'm gonna pick things up and put things down.
That's right.
Picking things up and putting things down is a noble profession. Very noble. So, if you work here, what can you tell me is most delicious to eat inside the feasting orchard?
Daisha stands next to Willie and looks at Emin really expectantly.
Well, let's see. There was a lot of stuff on offer. Personally, I've been here for, 10 years now. The only thing that has not changed, sweet fried bread.
Sweet fried bread. This sounds very interesting.
That old lady that cooks that sweet fried bread, she's been here longer than I have. She has never once changed her recipe.
I think I shall go and try that then. I must say, your wings were very realistic when you flew. What manner of magic were you using?
I always assume that the size is a giveaway. No, they're real. I'm a fairy.
You are a fairy? Oh,
You are?
A real fairy?
Guys, come on. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Willie will walk up with a stunned look on his face and reach out as though to, pinch Emin's shoulder. I have been looking all my life to see a fairy greater than the little pixies that run through the forest glades and do the little mushroom rings. You are a real fairy? No, surely this is some trick of the carnival. You are an actor, yeah?
Well, yeah, I am an actor, but that's beside the point.
But you are a real-life fairy. Where did you grow up?
That's a good question. I'm from the Feywild.
Are you from Prisma itself? It would make
I
sense
am-
if you just came into the carnival. Yeah.
I'm from Prismir.
Might I offer you a portion of my sweet fried bread? I have so many questions to ask you.
Well,
If it won't get you in trouble with the carnival, of course, understanding that you are at work, as my papa said, work comes first. He said this a lot to me when I was growing up.
Emin is gonna look at Daisha and say, this guy looks pretty smart. He knows the deal. Yeah, it's not quite time for my break, but,
As Woody says that, can we just cut very quickly to the staff area? And a large, gaudy, barrel-topped wagon, which belongs to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and the two of them are inside. And the large, burly form of Mr. Witch grumbles and looks curiously at his very special watch. And Mr. Light, in his gaudy jester's outfit and amazing makeup colourfully splashed across his face, says, "What is it, my dear friend?" And Mr. Light turns. "The clockmaker's boy is here." Splendid! Splendid! And we cut back to you.
I thought you were an old man.
No, that was a that was a costume. Listen, and by the way, it's M. Right? My father calls me M.
Your name is M. I see. And I am Willie. And your name, madam?
Daisha, nice to meet you.
You too. Not to be rude, I am noticing that you have some sort of rash on your face. May I ask the meaning of this?
Emin is like slapping his knee, like.
Me? Talking to me?
Yeah, die.
Yes, you have this scaly looking rash. I mean, are you not able to find some cream or unguent with which to treat this? Possibly a healer?
Am I molting?
Daisha, would you like to rage?
Dai is like, now I'm calling myself back. Daisha is like touching her face and being like, "Am I molting?" Just like so confused, thinking that she's healing somewhere, and she's like, "Is this a joke?"
No,
Willie
no.
will lower his spectacles and get in awkwardly close and just peer at Daisha's skin like, "My Leben, that is your skin, like some sort of..." And he'll rear back. "Oi! Are you part snake?"
Willie, she's Yanti. Yeah.
Are you dense?
Yanti, you are mythological. You are stories from legends. You are me. You are poppycock. This cannot be, for here is a fairy and here you are in front of me. Oh, maybe I am lightheaded from not eating. I don't know.
Dai, are your kind really that rare outside of the fair?
Maybe
I guess so.
Not in big cities. Certainly, purebloods like yourself. They're a bit more.
The sense you pick up is everything Willie knows is book learning.
He's read such things.
I don't. Yes, I'm a Yanti. She's just so like, how, like, when you built her way up, you are myth, you are legend. She was like, yes. And then you were like, you're poppycock. And she was like, I need to go pick things up and put things down.
Dai, wait, die. Hold on. Willie,
Yeah.
I get the sense that you're not exactly well-traveled.
Other than my forays into the forest around the village where I grew up, this is my first time outside of the Dalelands. I've traveled quite far, actually. Yes, and I must admit, this carnival, it is a bit overwhelming. Despite all of my reading, it is, fantastic. The big cats, the dragonflies, the walking tree, the snake lady, you. Oh, it is most amazing. It was worth the journey.
Well, if nothing else, I'm glad to hear it. Now, I know we were talking about some sweet fried bread.
Indeed.
So, listen, it's not quite my break time. As Dai said, we gotta go pick things up and put them down. But please, get something to eat, and yeah, I'll come find you on my break. The fair's not that big.
This would be excellent. Might
Dragonfly just went straight through my head.
might I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Your friend, Daisha, She stomped off, much like my papa does when I would not help him in the clock shop. Did I accidentally cause umbrage?
Possibly. They don't like the snake lady term.
Oh.
A little offensive.
So I should probably wait to ask before I ask if I can sketch her into my journal.
I would. Yes.
I thank you for the information. I will put that into my journal.
And listen, if you really want to make an impression around these parts, you give, you get. Right? What do they call it? Reciprocity.
That sounds great, accent.
I understand.
Bada bing, bada boom, reciprocity.
Bing bang.
I thank you, Emin. I thank you. Willie, how far away has Daisha gotten at this point? Well,
You guys are still kind of by the entrance to where the Dragonfly ride, where it goes in there. She's up near those fairy lights that are up where the star on the roof of that thing there.
Oh, all right. Would it be inconvenient to rush after her?
Not still.
Willie will rush after her. Daisha, I am sorry. I did not realize that calling you what I did, the snake lady, would cause offense. Please excuse me. I would like to apologize.
You are a guest, and the guest is looking over Emin's shoulder, looking over Willie's shoulder at Emin. The guest has a good time. Thank you. And didn't want to say always right, and turns on her heel and robot walks away like that was the hardest thing she's ever done in her life.
Willie will turn and give a thumbs up to Emin and then head over to the feasting orchard, still throwing out the the magic spell.
The magic spell. Okay. Yes, and you do follow in the rapidly retreating form of Daisha, and make your way through that festooned archway there and into the feasting orchard that lies beyond. Now, as you make your way into the area, there are many here. As the carnival does open at sunset, there are plenty of folks in here getting their dinner, although it's being a rather festive nature than a normal dinner would be in these parts. Music and mirth radiate from this park, and the heady scents of flowers, mead, berry pie, and sweet fried bread, was it? Are wafting through the air, the same scents that drew you on from the entrance itself. Stilt walkers pluck fruit from the trees, and musicians drum, pipe, and strum. Everywhere there is singing, dancing, and, I quote, an inordinate amount of custard.
You said custard tart, and I immediately thought of Augustus Gloop with the chocolate around his lips. How sticky. All right.
So yeah, you can see lots of the local Elturel folk gathered here, eating and enjoying the music. There are storytellers where people gathered around them, sitting on the grass or on the benches, listening to their tales. There are musicians playing all kinds of music from across Faerun, and acrobats cartwheeling and flipping through the area.
Emin, is this really the best place to pick things up and put things down? I'm hungry.
Yeah, we gotta go around the back. Listen, the stall operators, listen, a lot of them are pretty old, all right? So they can't really do a lot of the up and down. So they're always very, very appreciative. If you catch my drift.
Okay, where's the sweetbread? Is that person old?
Yeah, she's very old. all the way, yes, I think it's the second stall from the left.
She walks up.
No worries, Charlie. Okay, so Emin and Daisha make their way over towards one of the stalls there, and you see the old lady, the old tiefling lady, her horns gnarled and curled through the ringlets of silvery grey hair as she turns and sees you approaching.
Daisha just starts picking things up and putting things down in different places.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, hold on. I'm beginning to get the impression that I need to be a little more specific with my direction. Am I right?
I said to pick things up, put things down, and she'd give me bread.
Yes, that's what I said. But the picking up and putting down is around the back. She cooks in the back.
Is there a way to get around the stall, or is it all really
Yeah.
tight?
No, it's like you can see on the map there, it's very separated and spaced out. Mm-hmm.
I go around the back, and
Okay.
I start picking things up and putting them down.
It's open to the back, you know, and she glances over her shoulder. She's like, "Oh, thank you, dear. Yes, hold that bag of flour, would you?"
You might have to tell her where to put it.
Oh, I see. Just pour it out in there. And you see a large wooden mixing bowl with animated cooking implements stirring around, mixing the mixture inside. It's about ready for some more flour. Dump it in. Dump it in.
Hold on, I'll cut it open real quick. And Emin reaches behind him and pulls out one of his daggers. And on the end of it, it looks like a like the handle of the dagger is kind of twisted wood, and the end of it there's like a red kind of knob.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a jewel, but on closer inspection you can see that it's actually sewn, and it's actually a pincushion that he uses when he's making his costumes. But
Nice.
he sticks the knife in, cuts it open. Okay.
And she shakes it in.
Yeah, just pour it in there, and the various cooking implements that are swirling and twirling around by themselves start to do so even faster, mixing the flour into the dough, and then two spectral hands appear in the air and start to knead the mixture. She's like, the tiefling turns. 4 hands are better than 1. You there, dear. And Willie, you've kind of like tagged along curiously. You look like you might be able to cast that that spell. Would you clean her hands?
Oh, it would be a pleasure, madam. And, Daisha, may I cast magic upon you?
Of course. The customer is magic on my hands. Not wanting to give her hands over to Willie.
You will cast press the spell on Daisha's hands to clean them off.
The tiefling chuckles to herself. She's like, I remember an establishment in Baldur's Gate that had that same phrase.
This is the stall selling the fry bread.
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might I inquire to the price of the sweet fry bread, which was so highly recommended by M here?
It's funny. They mention some other activities that happen here, but there's no mention of any price for any of the items that they say are on sale. I'll say it's
You
like
pay to get in.
it's like a copper piece for anything that you'd like. Yeah, exactly. It's not.
Oh.
It's not quite an all-you-can-eat buffet, but
Okay. So thank you, and I will fish in my meager pouch and fish
Yes.
out a copper
Now-
coin and present it to her
Emin, being from the Feywild, has called it sweet fried bread for he does not know any other term, but these are donuts. So the two mage hands and Daisha make short work of kneading the dough, and then the two mage hands start tearing pieces off it and rolling them and then just flicking them with their mage thumbs, and they go soaring through the air and splash. And Willie, you kind of like to jump back as a bit of oil comes splashing out of this large vat where these little balls of dough are sizzling away, and then another couple of mage hands are working over on that side of things, and they, impervious to the oil, are just dipping in there, scooping them out and flipping them into a big tray of sugar and rolling them around there. And the old lady doesn't do anything except just take money and give out bags of donuts.
Munching happily away at the donut. These are delicious. Zoe calls them crullers.
I think you should take one of the fried ones. That's still. Oh. Just grabbed one from between the dough and the fryer. So mochi.
Close but no cigar there, Billy. She's the one with the pieces of a rainbow on it. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, thank you. And he will select one with the rainbow
and she hands you a bag of them. She's like, yeah, for your troubles. Now,
thank you, madam.
You too, dear. Share them, yes, with your friend.
Oh yes, absolutely. Daisha, I believe that I owe you the gift of some food for my unintended insult. And I did promise you some sweet fried bread. Were we to talk later? And I will hold the bag out to them.
Okay.
Daisha,
with this display of manners and the nice way in which you have spoken with the lady here, again, a certain thrum of energy wafts off the bag of donuts and dissipates through the carnival, again, raising the mood.
This keeps happening to me. This is very strange.
Did you not mean to do that?
No, I did. I mean, my papa and my mama, they raised me right, of course, but it just is. I just keep getting these sensations of being happy and giddy, like little tickles in my tummy. It is most strange.
Okay, too many donuts.
And Dai's gonna be like, okay, and take one of the donuts out very carefully, very concerned for you now.
No. That's normal.
Normal.
The tiefling lady, as she turns to Willie, is like, although you may not want to have too many of those if you plan to take part in the contest.
The contest? May I inquire as to what you are speaking, madam?
And, you know that very shortly one of the regular throughout the night occurrences will happen here in the orchard, where is the fairy cake eating contest.
Then I will just enjoy the ones that I have had, and I shall wait to see the outcome of the evening.
Yeah, you're gonna want to see that.
Louis will look around excitedly and expectantly, his eyes locking on all the other food booths, the storytellers, and you can tell that he's kind of craning to catch snippets of the tales. Like he's like, no, that's it. I did not know that. This is interesting. What is that accent?
There's one storyteller regaling the people around him with the tale of a small blonde-haired girl and her journey to a cottage in the woods and her sudden interruption by 3 bugbears.
I know this one. She eats her food and very enraged. They kiss their friends and come and raise a village. It's very dark. It comes from my land of the Taillands.
There are gasps of delight and surprise as another story is in full swing nearby. And you ease on over there and eavesdrop in on that one as well. It is a heroic tale of a monster hunter. One of the order of blood hunters who would go after werewolves and destroy them. The hero, Red Riding Hood.
Now this is interesting. And I will find a place on a bench and just kind of listen and observe and let a little bit of time pass.
Okay.
Waiting for the promised competition.
And you listen to that tale. There's a superfluous woodcutter in there as well, but Red Riding Hood's the hero of this one. Heroine, if you will. And the donuts are delicious. The mugs of elderberry juice that Emin brings over are refreshing. Ignore that guy. And you don't wait too long before a large harfolk in a sweeping-tailed coat and an overly tall top hat steps up onto a stage over at the side and says, "All right, it is time for the next round. Who fancies their chances? Step up, if you've got the guts for it."
Guts.
I was referring to your intestines, sir.
I suppose this would be a good time to describe Willie. He's about 5'10", maybe 7 stone. Not very. He's one of those very skinny, rangy type people that has that super high speed metabolism. If this is an eating competition, then I, sir, am your man. And Willie will stand up and raise his hand.
He kind of looks you up and down.
All right. You're welcome to give it a try. Any more? Any more?
And a dwarf comes clomping over. "Yeah, all right, I'll give it a go." He strokes his beard. "I bet I can eat more than this one."
Well, here's to a good competition, fine sir. I am Willie. Holds his hand out to the dwarf.
He's like,
Matthias, nice to meet you.
Matthias. Oh, sorry, I went right into dwarf. Matthias, nice to meet you. It is nice to meet you. So, what are we eating? Strudel, schnitzel, sausages, sauerkraut?
Nah. Have you not got the read of this place yet? Fairy cakes, mate. Fairy cakes. And I hope that you two are ready to be henpecked. And a large gallus comes strutting over.
Oh, my Leben.
I too would like to throw a feather in the ring.
I suppose, is this what we do? I will do it.
Daisha, not going to try and experience all of the flavors of the fair?
Is this a competition? I mean, the competition seems like a singular event. And the food, it is going to be here for the rest of the evening. And I know no matter what I eat this hour, I'll be hungry again in about another hour or two anyway, so why not?
Daisha, you fancy a hand at this?
Go for it, guys. Do it. You're in training. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. And Di runs up the stairs.
Indeed.
Just so pleased.
Okay, so the four of you, Daisha, Willie, this dwarf, and this gallus, position yourselves on the long bench along the equally lengthed table up on the small platform, and folks eagerly gather around as tray upon tray of delicate-looking fairy cakes are brought out. No more than a mouthful, surely easy to gobble on down. Although, Gallus, not a turkey. Now, the rules are quickly explained to you. The goal is simple. Eat as many fairy cakes as you can in 60 seconds. Now, out of character and mechanically speaking, a contestant can swallow a cupcake in about 3 seconds, and can safely eat as many cupcakes as 3 plus the Constitution modifier. So, Willie, what is yours?
Total of 5.
Okay, Daisha?
Plus 4.
Wow. Okay, so, Willie, you can safely eat 5 of these. Daisha, you can eat a total of 4 or plus 4?
It +4 is to my constitution. Can you
Right,
say it
so
one more
yeah.
time?
It's 3 plus, so 7. You can eat 7 without blinking.
Yeah.
Okay, now, after that safety threshold, you can push the limits, if you will. You think that retching fellow before may have gone too far, but you can attempt to eat more of these as you wish there, and there will be a Constitution saving throw if you wish to push it beyond the limit. There'll be a Constitution saving throw for each one taken. Excuse me while I get rid of this spam over here. Bye-bye.
Another.
Okay.
Do I just roll a Constitution saving throw every time?
Well, just a moment.
Okay.
I would go with
Sorry.
newbie goddess's advice here. It's a festival. Eat until you feel sick.
Appropriate.
Okay, so let me just do this. Okay, and this. Okay. As you tuck on into these, okay, so every 3 seconds. So that means the maximum you could eat in the time limit is 20. Right?
Okay.
So you start off strong. Okay, and now let me change up the music a little bit here. Doo-ba-doo. Turn off those
And you
bars for a
can't
second.
vomit. That's like part of the.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, now, as the half-orc twirls a brightly coloured banner, he's like, all right, the time starts now! And you'll wolf down that first one. It's easy, they're delicious, beautiful, light, fluffy cake, and a dollop of berry custard on the interior.
I thought you were
they
going
are
to say bugs or
glazed,
something.
no, they're glazed on top. Delicious, absolutely delicious. First one, no problem at all. Everyone's having a grand old time. Second one disappears in a flash. Third, gone. The fourth one. Everyone's still okay, right? You guys are all okay, weren't you? Okay. The Gallus needs to make a check on the fifth one, sorry. But has no problem and wolfs down another one. Okay, someone almost lost it there. That was the dwarf, let's say. Now, Daisha, you're good to 7. Willie, what was your limit again? 5?
5.
Okay, so the fifth one goes down, no problem with you. The Gallus looks a little uncertain, like, that catches in the glaze, catches in the throat somewhat. And everyone manages to eat the fifth one. Okay, on to the sixth one. I need a Constitution saving throw, Willie.
Here we go. 18.
Okay, no problem for the 6. Daisha, you are of course okay. The dwarf is absolutely fine. The Gallus. Natural 1. The Gallus is like, oh, yes, these are delicious, and don't mind if I do. Just like runs off the stage, her wings beating frantically, and just disappears off.
Sad.
And the half-orc's like, 1 eliminated, 3 remain. Eat up, everyone, eat up.
I will wolf down another one.
And Daisha and the dwarf, this is your final safe one.
Yes.
A 5.
Willie, tell me, for the first time in this campaign, tell me what happens.
The
Not too detailed, please.
Oh yeah, the headlong rush of shoving the cake and pastry into his mob. He's chomping, and then slowly you see his chewing slow and his eyes begin to stream, and then he does one of those and and indignantly walks off the stage, like waving over his head, and comes walking down off the stage and joins with the rest of the crowd.
Okay, nice. The gathered crowd here in front of you, for some reason, this has become the movie Knight's Tale, and everyone's like the half-orc up on the stage just goes, "Everyone, dun 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 dun," and everyone's, "Another one bites the dust." Oh no, sorry. Another one bites the crust. There we go. And Willie dashes off the stage to discreetly retch and relieve the discomforts.
What a gentleman.
What a gentleman, indeed. That does not raise the mood of the carnival. Discretion does not help.
Leaning on a tree behind everyone.
The dwarf grins maliciously at you, Daisha. You're next. I'm not getting any puke in this beard.
Oh, I imagine you wouldn't want to. And then she's thinking about it as she puts another one in her mouth. And
Number 9.
17.
Okay.
Oh.
Emin,
Number
excuse
8.
me.
This
We're
is my
moving
first unsafe one.
Yeah, well, that was your second unsafe one.
That was my... Was it?
I think so.
Didn't roll for the first one, did I?
I thought you already rolled once.
Yeah, you did.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
okay. I phased into another plane of existence. I apologize.
No. Sorry, Emin, I mean, leaving you out of the fun and games here, let me allow you to roll for the dwarf. He is a commoner, so +0. So you need a 10 or higher on the d20, as you both go for your 9th fairy cake.
It's an 8, John.
Daisha?
It is 13.
Okay. Daisha, you very... Well, please don't let me take this away from you. How do you consume in a genteel and successful manner?
Like, I watch the dwarf start making his way off the stage, and I just go,
Okay, I was worried you're gonna do the UNT thing and just like dislocate your jaw. It's like,
not here, I'm at work. They're tiny. I would need something much bigger. These ones are small.
Emin, tell us what happens to this poor dwarf as the half-orc spins to the audience once more. Dun 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 dun, and everyone's, "Another one bites the crust."
Careful of your beard! Careful of your beard!
Yeah, he gets this last one. He can feel himself getting full, so he bites like halfway into it, and he gets it out, he's chewing it, and he very slowly puts down the other half, and he takes his beard and tosses it over his shoulder.
Close
Very
up the stage.
stiffly turns and walks off the stage.
Okay, now, Daisha, do you want to see how far you can go, or just claim your victory right here?
I'm gonna smugly eat one more. Just like,
Okay.
so there.
Make the check.
Yeah.
As the half-orc is like, "We have a winner!"
Oh, God.
21!
Nice.
Me? Yes!
Okay, yes, you wolf it down, absolutely no problem whatsoever, and there is a crowd, hooray, as everyone cheers your victory, and you stand up on the raised dais there and raise a fist in the air. Successful.
Congratulations.
The sounds
Thanks.
of the glade come back in, and the half-orc, with his ridiculously tall top hat and long tails, comes clumping across the stage. "Congratulations, our champion!" And he does a bow and spirals his top hat off his head, and you see, balanced on top of his head, underneath the hat, there is a glittering cupcake. Starting as you meant to go on. Now, Emin, you know from your experience of working here that should Daisha consume that cupcake in its entirety, they will gain the benefits as a potion of invisibility. So, Daisha, you can add a potion of invisibility to your character sheet in D&D Beyond. And just remember that it's a cupcake.
Okay. Alright.
I fully believe that when Daisha takes it, like, she looks like she's gonna eat it.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't want to ruin anything, but I would just, like, Daisha would just, like...
And then, like, Emin is gonna shoot up into, like, up over the crowd and just go, like... Don't!
I hate being on the clock, and she, like, pops it into her bag.
Okay. And you leave the stage, and various citizens of El Terrell clap you on the back and congratulate you on your win. And we come back to the three of you together. Willie appears dabbing at the corners of their mouth with a handkerchief.
Oh, congratulations on your win, Daisha. Most wonderfully won.
Thank you. I like eating things.
Yeah, that was a very good show. That's part of the whole thing here, right? You put on a show, you did good. Billy, sorry, buddy.
It is okay. Those cupcakes were more fillings than I immediately assumed, and maybe I should not have had the extra. And he will look in that bag. 6 sweet fry breads on my way to the stage.
That might have been a good idea.
Not the time to preload.
You know
I was hungry.
That's fine. I know you said it's been a couple of days, but listen, hey, somebody has to lose for somebody to win. That's how it works.
Wise words.
Thank you, Willie.
Indeed. So now that we have it, and if your labors are done making the sweet fry bread, what else would you recommend that I should see next here inside the carnival?
That's a good question. You know what? We should head over to the lake.
To the lake? Lead on! I am at your convenience to see the wonders that you will show me.
Okay.
Glad to help.
And the three of you make your way out between the tables and the happily feasting festival goers, through the archway onto the main thoroughfare once more, with the people just spilling around you. And Daisha, as our champion, could you please... let's see here. Could you please roll me a d8 as you go back onto the thoroughfare and amongst all of the carnival goers?
That would be a 3.
Okay. As you make your way out there, you are full, and Willie is certainly not looking to eat anything else, but as you come back out into the thronging thoroughfare, there is an elven stilt walker making their way through the crowd, and they're tossing colourful sugary treats down to the children who are passing by. And you make your way kind of cheekily, kind of ducking between their legs as they stride past and start to make your way.
This very tall, skinny lady trying to get close to the ground. I can imagine.
And you duck through and make your way over towards the lake. Now, our view drops back in to the feasting orchard for a moment. As the three of you don't see, but we see, of all the trees gathered around here in the orchard space, there is one towering above the others. And there is a swing that hangs off one of its boughs, a tall pear tree bedecked with delicious-looking fruit. And the swing is moving back and forth, and sitting on it is a female gnome with a large lizard in her lap, strumming on a lute. And she looks at the three of you leaving, and she's like, looks up at the sky. See, grandfather? All in the right place, at the right time. You can trust me. And she skips off the swing, puts the lute over her shoulder, gathers up her lizard, and strolls off into the carnival, looking very happy with herself. It is not the only scene that we see before we leave. As I say, a quick thank you to Typhonius Starheart. Good name. Sounds like an adventurer's name. Welcome on in. Do look out for a Discord invite in your Whispers, Twitch Whispers later. I'll be sending that when we go offline. Now, we do have one more scene to witness before we leave the Witchlight Carnival for a while. Back at the entranceway, past the ticket gates, over the little wooden bridge that spans the magical river created to go around the exterior of the carnival. Still more people are arriving and spilling through the gates and into the carnival, eager to enjoy all of the wonders that it has to offer. But there is a trio making their way that do not look excited. They look concerned. They look worried. A family, it seems. Two mothers and a daughter. The mother's broad-shouldered, strong-looking upper arms must work with their hands, as we see a half-elf and a hedge making their way towards the carnival gates. The hedge turns to the half-elf. Pasiphae, I swear that boy... And the elf turns. Lithia, it's okay. We'll find him. You know, he was so excited to come here. He was so excited to see what was going on. Rena, keep up, dear. Don't get lost. And the hedge turns. That boy, that silly little satyr. When I find Terry, there'll be hell to pay, and we know hell. And the half-elf turns. Lithia, it's okay. He'll be in the carnival somewhere. He's just slipped in without a ticket.
Can it be next week yet?
So.
Nice. Nice.
No! I am gonna be thinking about this all week.
Damn. Hats off, Phoenix. Hats off.
Massive thank you to all of you lovely people, my three wonderful players who will be joined by a certain Scarlet from the College of Inspiration in the coming weeks. As Chaotic Platypus, yes, very aptly put it, a cliffhanger ending there. I do hope you can find that poor little satyr before one of the Hourglass Thieves does. huge thank you to everyone over there in chat as well. It's been wonderful to have you and share this first session of our journey beyond the Witchlight, as it will become a fantastic, fantastic time to spend with you all. Thank you all for being with us for this first inaugural session. We cannot wait to come back and experience more of the Witchlight Carnival. Only time will tell. Thank you so much. And Newbie Goddess, thank you. Everyone that's been in chat all the way through. It's been lovely to have you all hanging out and sticking around. Yanti, not Yuanti, Yanti. GG's all round. Yes, indeed. It's wonderful. I've been looking forward to playing with all of these lovely people, and I cannot wait to get Scarlet in here as well. Thank you, Chaotic. Now, everyone, do stick around as we will go on raiding, as Baron Dragobon has set them up right there. Thank you so much. We will be heading off raiding right now. As we like to say, folks, if you've got them, let those phoenixes fly. And we hope to see you all again very soon. Later on today, for me, tomorrow, if you are in that part of the world, we'll be over in Jacinta, where that gnome and her lizard have been visiting the dreams of Emma's character, Luce. And then tomorrow will be over on QuestJunkiesUK, the creator of our beautiful introduction, which we shall play for you once more as we leave this carnival, as we say goodbye for today. But the wonderful Patch from QuestJunkiesUK will be over there playing in the fantastic Rodania Chronicles campaign. You can come and see me as a Bearfolk Wild Magic Barbarian. We're having a wonderful time, and I hope you can join us. Then, next week, Tuesday, we'll be back in Icewind Dale for more Rime of the Frost Maiden. Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, we'll be back in the Underdark for Out of the Abyss. And then through the mists in Barovia once more for Barovia and beyond, which will return us through that long route through the plains and the various parts of Faerun, back here to the outskirts of El Terrell and the Witchlight Carnival. Thank you all so much. Now, I want to finish up here before we say goodbye and head off on this raid of ours. Something that I've been doing recently with the Candlekeep crew and everyone. A little thing that we like to do to close here. What is something that you enjoyed and or something that you are looking forward to as we wrap up for today? Emin Pastiche. How about you?
Gotta be the rest of the attraction. Of course, minus the snail racing. That was Willie and I are on their own for that one. But yeah, absolutely looking forward to seeing more the inner machinations of the attractions here at the Witchlight Carnival.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, thank you. Daisha, how about you? What have you enjoyed, or what are you looking forward to?
I have enjoyed all of the fantastic voices, and I feel like I'm always like too skittish to do that, and I love like both of y'all. So good, love it. Looking forward to. I'm allowed to answer as me too, right? Or no? Okay. I was like, ooh, I mucked it up. That's not Daisha, but she likes her voices too. And then looking forward to getting Emin to show me the snail races, because Daisha has already forgotten that he does not like snails.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you. And last but certainly not least, Willie Grimm.
I've got to say, any of us that are long-time like perma DMs that run a lot of campaigns, you forget that sense of wonder when you first started playing. Like, well, what does this do? What is that? And just having that sense once again of like, oh my God! As soon as I saw, I wrote his name down, Durlagron, I instantly in love. Just like, oh, it was so good, and I am so looking forward to just finding out what you have in store for us on the east side or on the west side of the map. And once we actually get into the Fae, thank you, Phoenix, for inviting me to play in this campaign.
Thank you for being here, mate. Thank you for being here. It's an absolute pleasure. And the good news is that Displacer Beast Kitty, the little kitten star, is out there somewhere.
Yay!
I know that.
They're actually on the alternative cover for the book.
Oh!
I believe, if memory serves.
That's so cute.
Thank you, everyone. Speaking of the last remaining member of this crew, who we shall be meeting once we enter into the Feywild. Scarlet, our lovely friend, is doing their last ever stream before they leave us here in Japan and head on home. And once they are settled,
that's awesome.
once they are settled at home, then they will be joining us once we are through in Prismeer. And so let us head on over there and go raiding into Scarlet's channel. And please, everyone, as I said, if you've got them, let those phoenixes fly and enjoy her lovely stream. She'll be singing and drawing and just hanging out with everyone, and probably getting quite emotional as it's her last Japanese stream. But yes, let us all head on over there and say a hi, hello, and I hope you've all had a wonderful time, and we cannot wait to see you all again, wherever and whenever that may be. But until that time, whilst it is not the case for me somewhere in the world, as we like to say around these parts, oyasumi nasai.
Oyasumi.
Oyasumi nasai.
Bye.